Hello friends, and today we are going to discuss AS3 cash flow statement from ICAI study material practical question number 3, and already the remaining practical question 1, 2 and 4 and all illustrations, complete theory part already uploaded. Please watch through playlist, and I would like to complete this is last the practical question number 3, and after completion of this and we can go to the next topic is 13 investments. Okay, right. See that the balance sheet of New Light Limited for the years 31st March 2010 and 2011 are given here. So which is the 2011 current year, 2010 last year balance sheets are provided here, and you also given some additional information. So while reading the balance sheets and adjustments, I will try to explain. After that we can go to the working notes, and later we can have the preparation of cash flow statement. Okay, check it first. Fixed assets, it was looking 32 lakhs, at the end it is looking 38 lakhs. There is increase, which means there is some purchase. If nothing is mentioned, I can say the difference is like 6 lakhs. It is given less depreciation till the date. Accumulated depreciation is being deducted here, which means they are following provision for depreciation method. Assets maintained in this method at the historical cost, and the entire accumulated depreciation will be deducted from the cost of asset. Written down value can be shown in the balance sheets. In this method, depreciation entry depreciation to provision for depreciation. When you charge that to P&L to depreciation, or when you combine that, you can simply depreciation entry P&L to provision for depreciation also. Okay, right? We can check that. We can have the fixed assets and investments account. You may work out in the working notes, and you may find out like missing figure, purchase or sale if any, and if both the particulars are given, just it may be tallied. Otherwise, sometimes purchases may be given, sales may be missing figure, sometimes sale may be given, purchases may be missing figure. If any missing figure is there, we can find out through fixed assets account, and you also can have a provision for depreciation account, also accumulated depreciation account. See that how much provision is made through current year P&L, and because the depreciation is a non-cash item, so when you would like to know cash flow from operating activities in the indirect method, depreciation should be added back. Okay, next investments, it looks opening 4 lakhs, closing 3 lakh 20. I think there may be sale, and you also may have the investment account, and you can find out if any missing figure. Otherwise, if as I said, sometimes purchase may be given, sale may be missing figure, sometimes sale may be given, purchase may be missing figure, and that kind of missing figure you can find out by the investment account, by the fixed asset account, and even you can have a provision for depreciation account. Opening cash, closing cash, tender, it looks 10,000 rupees. And next, other current assets, need not to prepare any current assets account. Under any situation, normally need not to prepare current assets account. Come back to the liability side, equity share capital 12 lakhs, and it looks 16 lakhs, 4 lakhs issue of share capital, equity share capital. If nothing is mentioned in the adjustments regarding equity share capital, we can say that 4 lakhs is a issue of equity share capital, and it is a financing activity. Preference share capital 4 lakhs, and at the end it is looking 2 lakh 80, which means 1 lakh 20,000 is redeemed, repayment of preference share capital. It is also financing activity. Capital reserve opening 0, and at the ending it looks 40,000. Generally by the capital profits, capital reserve generated. Let us see how the capital reserve being generated here. General reserve opening 6 lakhs, closing 7 lakh 60,000, 1 lakh increase, 1 lakh 60,000 increase. Normally we say it is transferred from the current year P&L appropriations if nothing is mentioned. P&L account opening and closing given, and the difference normally we can take as a net profit as per balance sheet, and from there you can travel from the P&L appropriations towards back non-cash item, non-operating items, and all they should be withdrawn. And we know how to work out indirect method. Let us handle that. Debentures in the beginning 4 lakhs, at the end 2 lakhs 80,000, 1 lakh 20,000 debentures are redeemed, repayment is done. It is also financing activity. Current liabilities 4 lakh 80, it looks 5 lakh 20. There is increase 40,000. Increase in current liabilities inflow. When you do the indirect method, cash flow from operating activities, while incorporating the change in working capital, that should be shown like a inflow. Dividend payable, unless otherwise separately stated, last year dividend payable is paid during this year. Current year dividend payable is appropriated through P&L account. When you would like to take net profit as per balance sheet, dividend payable should be added back, which is appropriated because it is a financing activity. Dividend paid should be last year dividend payable is paid during this year. That should be shown as a financing activity. Provision for tax is also, if nothing is mentioned, last year provision for tax paid during this year, current year provision for tax is made through P&L account. So provision for tax should be added back. When you do by the indirect method, tax paid should be deducted. That is the information to you. And let us go to the additional information given like this. The company sold one fixed asset for 1 lakh rupees. When fixed asset sold in the cash account, it had to fixed asset 1 lakh. Obviously it is a investing activity, and actually its cost is 2 lakhs, but provision for depreciation for that is 80,000, which means written down value 1,20,000. 1,20,000 written down value asset sold at 1 lakh means there is a loss of 20,000. Entry P&L account at asset 20,000. Okay. The company also decided to write off another fixed asset costing 56,000 and having accumulated depreciation 40,000. But 16,000 still it is there, but it is written off totally like worthless. Again there is a loss on asset, no sales, but written off. 16,000 rupees to be considered. Depreciation on fixed assets provided for the current year 3,60,000, and obviously we can say current year depreciation P&L to provision for depreciation, it would be 3,60,000 P&L accounted to provision for depreciation. Company sold investment at a profit of 40,000 and which was credited to capital reserve. How much amount received by the sale of investments is not given. By the investment account we are able to find out how much amount received by the sale of investments. Whenever investments are sold at a profit of 40, what would be the entry for profit? Sale of investments to P&L. But here it is said that it is transferred to capital reserve. The entry investments accounted to capital reserve 40,000. And of course 40,000, in the beginning there was zero capital reserve, at the end it looks 40,000, that is created only by this particular profit on sale of investments. Debentures, preference shares, we have seen that 1,20,000 redeemed, which is financing activity. It is redeemed by 5% premium. 1,20,000 into 5% means 6,000. Debentures 6,000, preference shares also additional payment 6,000. And obviously it should be redemption premium should be provided through P&L account, and obviously that extra amount should be paid. So in the whenever redemption premium provided, premium on redemption of debentures accounted to P&L accounted to premium on redemption of debentures. Moreover, P&L accounted to premium on redemption of preference shares. Both should be paid off. So in the P&L account both should be added back because they are not operating items, but they can be shown as a financing items. Both premium on redemption of debentures, premium on redemption of preference shares also. Okay. The company decided to value the inventory at a cost where previously the practice was inventory cost. Normally the current year while calculating inventory on 31st March 2011, okay, but while calculating last year inventory, their practice is they are showing at less than 10% cost. Cost is 100, 10% less means they are showing at 90%. But so right now they would like to, company decided to value the inventory right now, means they would like to bring to cost price. Even in opening inventory also they want to bring to cost price, means stock will be increased. Opening stock should be increased by 10%. Moreover, and whenever stock is increased, when you compare to the last year, for the previous year it would be the closing stock. Profit also will be increased by that much. Let us see that. Prepare a cash flow statement according to AS3 by the indirect method. Let us work out that. And before that I said that you need to prepare fixed assets account, provision for depreciation account. Fixed assets account is always for to purchase, is there any purchase, is there any sale missing figure to find out. If both are given, then just you tally. Provision for depreciation account, normally we prepare to know how much provision made through P&L. That should be known because it should be added back. If that is also given, just you may tally. and investments account to know something like purchase and sales. That's why these are the accounts only what we are preparing. Apart from that, inventory here being it is revalued. Okay, revaluation of inventory is also done here, right? Now let us go to the working notes first. After that we can go to the cash flow statement. First let us do the working notes. Working notes come to the first point. First, revaluation of inventory on 31st March 2010, which is last year. Actually check it how much stock it is given. It is said that it is given that as how much amount it is given, 2,16,000, which is cost is 100. It is shown 10% lower than cost, which is equal to 90%. If 90% is equal to this much, 10% is equal to how much, and that is to be added back. Therefore you may write that 2,16,000 is equal to 90%, and 10% is equal to how much, 10 by 90 then. 10 by 90, it would be 24,000. And therefore you have to closing stock and your current assets on this date should be increased by 24,000 because you would like to bring to cost price. So that how opening current assets you are given, opening current assets are given 11,10,000. Opening current assets are given 11,10,000 and we would like to increase by 24,000, and then it would be 11,34,000. 11,34,000. Okay, right. This is the first point. And because of on 31st March 2010 and inventory which was valued at 10% lower than cost, and we brought to cost price, so that there is increase of 24,000. And obviously whenever stock is valued undervalued, profit also undervalued. When you bring back, the profit also would be increased, and for last year. So due to undervaluation of inventory, second point also, due to undervaluation of inventory on 31st March 2010, which is last year closing stock, of course current year opening stock, opening balance of P&L, to be increased by 24,000. Check it how much opening P&L balance you are given there. Opening P&L balance you are given 2,40,000 plus 24,000 you have to take, that is 2,64,000. Clear? This is the way to handle. On 31st March 2000, then stock actually valued lower than 10% lower than the cost. So that now they would like to value to cost price. So whenever cost is 110% lower than, means valued at 90%. If 90 is this much, 10 is how much? We are able to 10%. The 24,000 is undervalued. So bring back that. Therefore opening current assets to be increased by the 24,000. Obviously whenever opening, for this year it is opening, for the last year it will be closing. Whenever stock is increased by 24,000, and obviously profit of the last year also should be increased by the opening profit also should be increased by 24,000. Therefore it would be 2,64,000. Come back to the investments account. First I want to take the opening balance, to balance brought down, closing balance, by balance carried on. Look at that investments opening balance, how much it is opening balance, you are given that investments opening balance 4 lakhs, closing balance 3,20,000. 3,20,000. Moreover, it is mentioned that certain investments are sold, but it is given that only profit generated, but how much cash received is not given. Normally when investments are sold at profit, investments to P&L, but here you can write investments account return to capital reserve account. Why? Because the profit is 40,000, moreover it is said that it is transferred to capital reserve. And obviously I am able to find out the missing figure, how much cash received by sale of investments. Cash or bank to investments, in the investments by cash, and you can say it is a balancing figure, 4,40,000 4,40,000. The resulting amount 1,20,000. This is what cash received by sale of investments, and moreover it should be shown as a cash received by sale of investment to be shown as a investing activity. Come back to the assets. I would like to take the opening balance and closing balance also. To balance brought down, by balance carried down. Check it, what is the opening balance and closing balance of fixed assets given you? 32 lakhs, 38 lakhs, 32 lakhs, 38 lakhs, 32 lakhs as well as 38 lakhs. And the next you are given some of the adjustments related to this. Let us work out that. And it is mentioned that a fixed asset sold at 1 lakh, entry cash account returned to fixed asset, in the fixed assets by cash 1 lakh, and obviously, and that should be shown as investing activity. Meanwhile, it is said that for that asset its original cost 2 lakhs, and for that accumulated depreciation is 80,000. Whenever you know that under provision method, whenever asset is sold, entire provision should be transferred from the provision account to the asset account. Whenever it is transferred, entry provision for depreciation account returned to asset account. In the asset by provision for depreciation or by accumulated depreciation 80,000. Whenever asset is sold, entire depreciation related to that asset should be transferred to the asset account from provision account, provision for depreciation to asset account in the asset by provision for depreciation. Moreover, whenever 2 lakhs asset 80,000 provision for depreciation, net value, written down value 1,20,000, sold at 1 lakh means there is a loss of 20,000. Entry P&L to fixed assets, in the fixed assets by P&L, within bracket loss 20,000. And moreover, another asset also it is said that 56,000 is the company also decided to write off another fixed asset costing 56,000, but it's a provision for depreciation 40,000, and it is not ready. They are not ready to sell. They want to write off it completely in the books, which means no more that asset will be with you. Even in that case also, entire provision you can transfer to the asset account. That provision is 40,000. Again, provision for depreciation to asset, in the asset by provision for depreciation or by accumulated depreciation, it is 40,000. 40,000, still it is 16,000 when you compare to the cost and the provision for depreciation, and that is simply written off. P&L to asset, in the asset by P&L. By P&L, it is loss not by the sale, by the written off of asset. 16,000 rupees, that's all, no more items. And if you find any balancing figure this side, you can say that fixed assets are purchased during this year. Here there are some fixed assets are purchased. Entry fixed assets account returned to cash account, and which is a balancing figure. Okay, and then go to the credit side. Total it would be 40,56,000, 40,56,000, 40,56,000, and this is what we can say 8,56,000 is the purchases. Obviously, these two purchases and sales should be shown as investing activities. Moreover, profits, whatever the profits are there, losses are there, they should be adjusted in the while doing the operating activities by indirect method. Come back to the accumulated depreciation. And what was the opening accumulated depreciation? Provision for depreciation 9,20,000 credit balance, by balance brought down 9,20,000. To balance carried down, closing balance also, and given as closing balance 11,60,000. Whenever the asset is sold, for that particular asset, provision transfer to the asset account 80,000. Provision for depreciation to asset to fixed asset 80,000. Another asset is completely written off in the books, and that accumulated depreciation also transferred to the asset account, that is 40,000. That is also to fixed asset. And it would be 40,000. And current year provision for depreciation directly given in the sum, and you may take that, which is 3,60,000 you are given. So P&L to provision for bad debts. In the provision for bad debt by P&L, which is for current year, this is 3,60,000 given. Everything is given. Just you can tally both the sides. That's all. 12,80,000. 12,80,000. That's all. This is the simple way to prepare all these accounts. Okay. So can I repeat once again? On the beginning of inventory, while taking the opening inventory, actually it is valued 10% lower than the cost. 10% lower than the cost. They would like to bring closing, okay, opening. They would like to bring back to the cost price, so that whenever cost 100, 10% they have taken it lower than the amount which they have taken is 90% equal. If 90 is this much, 10% is how much? So 24,000. Therefore, increase your opening stock means increase your opening current assets by 24,000. Moreover, whenever stock is increased for the last year, profit also would be, opening profit also would be increased by 24,000. Come back to the investments account. Profit is given, transferred to capital reserve. How much cash received is not given. We are able to know. Come back to the fixed assets account. Everything is given. So missing figure purchases during this year known. And the entire amount in the provision for depreciation is given, just you can record there. So after completion of this working note, simply we can go to the cash flow statement. Okay, let us see that. Yes, now the completed, totally working notes being completed here. Now we can go to the cash flow statement, particularly operating activities by the indirect method. So whereas investing and financing activities, there is no any direct and indirect, and you have to do in the normal way. First, I would like to take here net profit as per balance sheet. Net profit as per balance sheet, and very clear there is a opening profit, closing profit. It looks like 3 lakhs, but opening profit 2 lakh 40 plus 24 increased by because of increase in stock 2 lakh 64, and therefore we can take it is 36,000. Whenever the profit taken as per the net profit as per balance sheet, from balance sheet onwards you have to travel back all the appropriations and all the P&L items, non-cash items, non-operating items should be added back. Okay, first I would like to take add back transfer to general reserve. General reserve, obviously through P&L appropriation you can do this work. General reserve being increased 1,60,000. Obviously, it will reduce your profit transfer to general reserve, but it will not reduce your cash. So it should be added back by 1,60,000 transferred to general reserve. Okay, and moreover I said that dividend payable, we can assume that last year dividend payable is paid, current is a dividend payable is appropriated. Appropriated dividend should be added back. Last year paid should be minus from the financing activities. So dividend payable which is appropriated through current year should be added back. Current year 1,60,000. Add dividend payable of current year 1,60,000 should be added back. Last year dividend payable is assumed as paid during this year, can be shown as a financing activity. Provision for tax is also same. Last year provision is paid, can be paid as a deducted. Current year provision is made through P&L. It is add back as a non-cash item. Add provision for tax. Add provision for tax. How much provision for tax is made? 3,40,000. Last year provision for tax is assumed as paid, and definitely it can be shown as a operating activity. Okay. Yes. Then depreciation written off through P&L 3,60,000 should be added back. Non-cash items. Depreciation on fixed assets 3,60,000, which will reduce your profit, but which will not reduce your cash. And moreover, if you say the fixed assets, while selling a fixed asset there is a loss, and 16,000 certain fixed assets being written off, loss on written off of fixed asset, both reduce the profit but they will not reduce your, and loss on sale of asset is a fixed asset is a, both are fixed assets sales and fixed asset related items. Basically they are investing activities, not operating items. They should be withdrawn. Loss on sale of fixed asset and any fixed asset written off, they will reduce the profit, and when you would like to withdraw they should be added back. Why? Because they are investing activities. Add loss on sale of fixed asset 20,000 and fixed assets written off, fixed assets written off 16,000. Fixed assets written off 16,000. Moreover, I said that 1,20,000 preference shares redeemed, 1,20,000 debentures redeemed at 5% premium. 1,20,000 into 5%, 6,000. Obviously, that will be provided through P&L account and they should be paid off. P&L to premium or redemption of debentures, P&L to premium or redemption of preference shares, and then paid off. So, but they are not non-operating items, they are financing activities. So they should be added back and they should be shown as financing activities. Add back premium on redemption of preference shares 60,000, 6,000. Add premium on redemption of debentures 6,000. Non-operating items, non-cash items, all they have been withdrawn. The resulting amount we can say cash flow from operating activities before working capital change. The resulting amount we can say here it is 11,04,000. Add or less working capital change. Add or less working capital change. Add or less working capital change. If you check your current liabilities, there is increase which is inflow. Increase in current liabilities. Increase in current liabilities, you may check 4 lakh 80, 5 lakh 20, so 40,000. So 40,000 inflow. And if you check your current assets comparatively, again there is increase comparatively opening and closing. Increase in current assets is outflow. Increase in current assets. Of course, closing current assets you are given 13 lakh 10,000 minus opening current assets 11 lakh 10 plus I said that stock is increased by 24, 11 lakh 34,000. 11 lakh 34,000, and therefore we can say there is a increase in current assets when you compare to opening closing. Increase in current assets is outflow, and outflow here is 1,76,000. The resulting amount we can say cash flow from operating activities before tax. Okay, the resulting amount here we can say 9,68,000. 9,68,000 minus tax paid. Obviously, you may assume last year provision is paid, during this year 3,60,000. 3,60,000. Right outer column 6,08,000. This is net cash flow from operating activities. Come back to the investing activities. Purchase of fixed assets, sale of fixed assets, purchase of investments, sale of investments, interest dividend received. Interest dividend received is nothing, only whatever the assets and investments purchase and sale should be recorded here. Right there, cash paid for purchase of fixed assets. We came to know by the fixed assets account as a balancing figure 8,56,000. Cash received by sale of fixed assets. Cash received by sale of fixed assets given 1 lakh. Cash received by sale of investments. Cash received by sale of investments we came to know through working notes, and we have done the investment account also. By the investment account we are able to say how much amount received by sale of investments. It looks like 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Write their net result in outer column like outflow 6,36,000. This is what we say net cash flow from investing activities. Come back to the cash flow from financing activities, and share capital, equity share capital generated when you compare to the opening closing, redemption of preference share capital, redemption of debentures, and some dividend is last year dividend declaration assumed as paid during this year. So cash received by issue of share capital, equity share capital, you compare old and new, there is increase of 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs. Redemption of preference share capital reduced by 1,20,000 plus 5% premium paid, it would be 1,26,000. Redemption of debentures, and this is also reduced by 1,20,000, again paid 5% premium 6,000, 1,26,000. Assumed dividend declare of last year paid during this year, dividend paid, and if you check it, the dividend declared of last year 3 lakh, and dividend declared 1,20,000. Out of these 4 activities, the net result look like it is 28,000 inflow. 28,000 inflow, what we can say this is, okay, and this is what we can say net cash flow from financing activities. Let us check net effect of all these 3 activities. It looks like nil, 0. Add opening cash, cash equivalents, it is 10,000. Therefore closing cash equivalents, closing cash and cash equivalents, it would be 10,000. Okay, so that's all. This is a simple way to solve this, and you can see that complete theory part related to AS3 cash flow statement, all the illustrations and practical questions are being solved, and all they have been uploaded to playlist, and you can watch them, and we can discuss another very important topic, investments, in the next class. Okay, bye.